Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley are battling for second place in Iowa behind former President Donald Trump. Voters in Iowa told me they support DeSantis largely for his stance on closing the southern border. But here in Florida, voters on the ground want to see him as president for different reasons because of what he's been able to accomplish locally.
I like the fact that he's supporting the border. We need to stop people coming through the border.
I want to know, what we're going to do to get rid of these the open borders. That's a concern.
The border's number one. You can't. There's no country in the world that allows people to storm across their borders and invite them in and give them freebies. Doesn't happen. Europe, anywhere else, can't do it.
And I know he helps the seniors and the veterans, but I'm a senior. I get to retire next year. I know he's going to let me have my money.
Well, I just like that he tries to keep everything intact with how all of the state wants to continue as Republicans and go forward with all of the issues that we're confronted with daily on, why it continues to be a topic, I don't know, but on abortion, I support him completely. There's just so many issues that I stand behind everything he does.
There are a lot of people who are open to someone other than President Trump, which is a little bit different than you see in the national polls. So in Iowa, these are people who are really invested in this campaign.
Well, I love what he did over in Disney,
For the border, we got to get the border stopped. We can't keep having this invasion of people. We don't know who they are coming in here. Everybody forgets 9/11, and it can happen again. It only took 19 people to do it, and we just let 8 million people come in here. So it's time to stand up and get this thing shut down.
It's a real crisis, and I think more and more people are recognizing that. Even Democrats, who for a long time have not recognized it as a crisis, there are just too many people coming across the border. We don't know where they're going. They're bringing with them fentanyl produced in China, and it is a real threat to our way of life, and it touches all 50 states. It's not just border states.
You built the wall, we wouldn't have 8 million people. Biden would have never been able to get away with it.
I think that he can really appeal to kind of a wide variety of people. He's sort of an everyman by being somebody that can kind of bring an olive branch to people instead of going out and just attacking people all the time. I think that can be really beneficial for the people of Iowa and the country as a whole.
Part of the purpose that we have as Iowans is to kick the tires and winnow the field. And so I would presume that Governor DeSantis is reacting to answering what he would do to the concerns Iowans are expressing. And if that's different than the concerns they're asking in Florida, that's the beauty of this country that we have.
Several years ago when the rest of the country was shut down, and he played a big part in keeping us afloat and people's livelihoods going. That's a major thing, and he didn't get caught up in everything and keep us quiet and kept businesses afloat. That was a good thing. That was one of my top things for him.
Governor, you've been out on the campaign trail for a bit now. How has it changed your job as governor talking to voters here in Iowa and around the country?
It doesn't change anything with that. I mean, that continues, but I think what you find when you come out is there's a lot of common themes in various parts of the country. Clearly, Iowa, different state than like a New Hampshire, South Carolina, but when the Israel attacks happened, more and more people started caring about the border. It had always been a big issue, but that really rocketed up, and I've been talking about that a lot from day one, which is really, really good.
I think he's still able to handle both. I don't think there's any shortcoming, like he's not around for certain things. He's responsive anytime there's a storm in Florida. He's the first one there.
Maybe from time to time slightly, but I think he's staying pretty focused so far, so keep up the good work.
He's done so much for us in so many ways. But, I would vote for him for president. I just would like to see him do it a little later because he's young.
They saw how he handled COVID. They see how he handles tax policy, education policy, and everything else. In Iowa, what he emphasizes on the campaign might be a little different. I think there's probably a surprise in store. Iowa usually has one, and we'll see who that benefits. in 2024 on January 15th. So I think we got to stay tuned and see what happens. This is going to be an interesting race. For a lot of people, they think, the caucuses are just right around the corner, but for Iowa voters, there's still a lot of campaign left.
Now with the Iowa caucus less than 60 days away, many Iowa voters have not locked in who they will be caucusing for. They tend to choose late in the game who they will be supporting. They want to see who their friends and family are also getting behind. So come mid-January, the Iowa caucus could still very well be up in the air.